everyone, and welcome to Dice Will Roll, the Queerest Pathfinder Podcast on a planet where you ask the hard questions like, which monster in the Abomination vaults is the tastiest?
Oh.
Okay.
So, let's talk for a second.
Yeah.
Right?
Uh-huh.
Abomination vaults is a great... Okay, I don't like that you made, because I feel... that was
judge.
an accusatory That was an accusatory
I promise this is a normal
suspicious,
question and nothing is going on behind the scenes.
This is a suspicious
No, it's okay. I have not used swallow hole on any of you in like 3 years. My reputation has been sullied by Extinction Curse. And for what? Because dinosaurs like to eat people. It's what they do. Do you know how much meat a T-Rex has to eat every day? It has to eat the equivalent of 40 barrels of hamburgers.
Oh, hamburger.
You guys are hamburger shaped in a T-Rex's eyes.
That's not true.
Anyway.
We're hot dog shaped.
Okay. The point is...
Don't fuck with me on this. I know what I'm talking
Abomination Vaults, our run of it, we happened to start it just at the same time as the Dungeon Meshi anime started airing. And especially in early floors, Dungeon Meshi was a big influence on me in how I portrayed kind of like the dungeon aspects of the vaults, right? On a note that we can all take part on, whether or not we've watched Dungeon Meshi. We've met a lot of monsters. Some of those monsters we don't want to eat. Like, I don't want to eat a ghoul or a Morlock. And to be frank, some of those aberrations, they're not going to taste good. They're going to be too gristly.
Yeah.
But what monsters are going to be delicious while sautéed? Floor 1 was like a lot of fae and bugs, which...
Not good.
Not really.
Not as good for cooking.
The Fae also tried to feed us literal shit, so they're nasty.
They're not good. The servants' quarters had a lot of like Morlocks and then like machines, which I don't take.
Neither of those.
Yeah.
There was the river drake, and I feel a river drake is animal enough that you could.
Too tough, too gamey.
You think so?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, especially because it's a lot of... Are drakes smaller?
Yeah, drakes are like... I mean, they're still big. They're like... The size of
but...
They're the size of like a fucking really big cow.
No, you're okay. I'm just thinking about it in comparison to like a dragon. Like wild pig tastes very different to like pig that's raised in a farm.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like I don't think it would actually taste that good. It'd be edible.
Now here's one.
Mm-hmm.
The giant cave worm. Do you remember the one that you found curled around the ribbon of light on like the second floor? Do you remember that guy?
Oh god.
Preemptive no. Fuck that.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that.
Well, I don't know. Because he's a big guy, maybe it's okay. I'm sure under those scary worm plates, he's got decent flesh.
Maybe.
Slim pickings thus far, guys.
Yeah, not feeling
Yes.
great. Can we really not find anything better than that?
I'm looking. Because it's a lot of worms, a lot of oozes. What about the arena? The arena had monsters. Surely there's something edible in the arena.
That
what
could
did we,
be.
What did
This
we
could
find
be
in the
it.
arena?
You know, I'd like to eat Mr. Cheerful.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, girl.
So in many
Which?
cultures, the act of eating another sapient creature is called cannibalism. Generally, that is considered taboo. However, I am going to throw another one out. Mimic. What do you think about Mimic?
I think it could be, not to sound like a Dungeon Meshi fan, I feel like it could be adjacent to something like an oyster. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where it's like,
I feel if you
it's
like
a
put it in a soup, maybe.
It's a controversial thing that if you like it, you fucking love it. And
Like
if you don't like it, you hate it.
Escargot.
Escargot.
Escargot. My entire family says escargot, not because they don't know how to pronounce it, just because they like it. They think
That's
it's
so-
No,
that's
that's real as fuck.
Yeah.
Amen.
The labs maybe as well. They had oozes in the labs, right?
Weren't those oozes the janitors, basically?
Yeah, but they didn't have thoughts. They didn't have brains.
Look, I'm not on that side of Twitter. We're not going to the fucking oozes. I'm not into that. We're not eating that.
Okay,
What?
Derry, so you know that the nutrition that you get from actual food is pretty much based off of what the other thing that you were consuming has also eaten.
Oh,
yeah.
true.
That's not
It's a
good.
bottom feeder.
It's not good.
What?
A pot of
Hydra?
bees,
There was a Hydra in the labs.
I could
Is
probably
Hydra
take
tasty?
that.
Are they not sapient?
So
It
They're
kind
not
of depends
sapiens.
on. What is a Hydra again?
it's a 9-headed serpent.
Yeah, the multiple.
I think. Well, I've heard that a couple cultures like eat snakes.
Yeah.
So it could be.
This is not a
True.
delicious dungeon.
Yeah, this dungeon fucking sucks.
it
I
ain't.
want to go to an Applebee's or something. Can we please?
Hold on. I'm not
You're
going
gonna
to the
be-
prison because the prison,
Yeah.
as we know, it's just devils.
not eating
There
the
is
devil.
nothing
I'll eat
edible
a
in the
devil.
prison.
One of these days, you're gonna ask Fiore his opinion of the food and the things that they found that are edible in this dungeon, and he's gonna shake his head, and he's gonna take you to a dungeon that he's gone to on and off that has actual
Thank
actual
God.
animals in there.
That's him in a Vanware's date spot.
Unfortunately, I've looked through all the floors. I don't think we've ever fought a single delicious monster in this campaign.
No.
Yeah, I don't think we have because everything has been, like a weird creature made of goop, a person with a soul and a personality, or
A lot of reptiles.
Can you give-
reptiles, which are an option.
Hold
Can you
on.
give us a normal cow?
Hold on.
Just
Hold
a
on.
regular cow.
Just a regular
There
cow.
is a
Big
creature.
brown
There is
eyes.
a creature. Okay.
Yeah.
There is a creature in the dungeon. Now I'm going to say, and you're going to think I'm. So this is a little bit of light cannibalism.
Okay.
I'm down.
However, I feel it's more acceptable than eating a ghoul because that's rotten meat, or eating like an elf, which is just a slightly longer dude, because this
Yeah.
is like kind of an animal person. Ulrich Revra.
Oh. Okay, so actually, we've been in this
true.
territory before.
We've been
that's
in this
Silk's
territory
meal.
before.
Territory.
That no one else is allowed to eat Ulrich except for Silk.
Hold on, because look,
Why can't Fiore
Rabbit
chew on his
is-
ear a little bit?
Rabbit
Because Silk's not
historically-
doing it because he's hungry.
Guys,
Okay.
I'm having a normal one.
All right, now listeners, get to writing the weird fanfics now.
I am
Um,
never using Ulrich's fucking bunny form ever again.
No, please, I promise. He'll be
Never
normal.
Transforming.
Have we
Look-
haven't met any
look
fungus,
behind-
have we? Any
Look
fungus
behind
creatures?
his back, and Ritz has a knife and fork behind there.
No.
Um,
I don't believe.
What we have to do is, for the rest of the campaign, we have to be on the lookout for anything remotely delicious.
Yeah.
And the first time we encounter a delicious creature, you are allowed to have a cookout.
Okay, thank
And
you.
I will give you bonuses for cooking it.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, man.
Fair.
You're welcome. Keep an eye out for delicious dungeon creatures.
Okay.
Would we like to play some Abomination Vaults?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, when we last left our adventurers in the Abomination Vaults, the Fogfen few continued their exploration of the hunting grounds. They came to a lodge locked away deep underground, surrounded by enormous mushroom trees. No windows, the doors locked, and when they attempted to enter, they found it was inhabited by Caligni, who were certainly acting especially suspicious. When you asked about the well-being of one Dr. Zacchaeus Wimmerfor Slumberstone V, the questioning got awkward, only for the man himself to appear behind you all. You chased him, and he led you directly into an attack of some marsh giants. A hunting party attempted to grab you and break your bones, for in their eyes, You are the most delicious things in the dungeon. You're able to dispatch of them, but not before Dr. Slumberstone continued to act especially odd, teleporting around, using mysterious magic, and overall being more nuisance than help. Afterwards, you were rescued by a few more Caligni, who told you it was important to come with them quick. You witnessed Dr. Slumberstone standing atop a ship over the swampy lake nearby. And, when you cast Dispel Magic, you revealed that he was floating like 20 feet off the floor, and there was no boat. Making your way back inside, you met with the leader of the Caligni, and the real Dr. Zacchaeus Swimmerfore Slumberstone V, who was altogether a much nicer and less mysterious man than the pretender who had been following you outside. You learned that the dungeon is full of perils. Swamp dragons, the vault of the wandering machine, a creature that has been hunting the Caligni and preventing them from leaving this floor, among many other issues. However, as you were at your wit's end, and Ulrich was getting ready to, unfortunately, go into the nowhere zone, the three of you returned to the surface, and went to rest for a night, before returning again into the dungeon tomorrow. So, fellas, would we like to play?
Yes.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
Okay. So, the sun rises over Otari on another foggy day. Today is the 10th of Erastus. It is a Sunday, that is Fantasy Sunday. Within just a few days, Visera Witchhelm will be arriving in Otari and meeting with the Fogtown Few to review whether or not Silk, the level 10 adventurer, is capable of going into the Abomination vaults. In the meantime, the clock is ticking on the exploits of Delcora. Every moment that you aren't down there is another moment where she gets stronger. As the three of you wake up in the morning, you know that you have some time to go around Otari if you choose, but yesterday wasn't too traumatizing, I don't think. So I don't think that you need several days to rest, unless that is what you decide to do. You guys can instead choose to meet up either at the Drunken Dragon or Crow's Brook, and decide if there's any quests in Otari you want to pursue, or if you'd like to delve back into the dungeon. And Ulrich, you can make me a will save.
Okay. Public or private?
You make it public.
Okay. Oh, nat 20.
Oh, shit!
Oh.
With a nat 20, Ulrich, I think you're actually going to be good for both 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. today.
Smiles.
Ulrich woke up and said no.
Yeah, Ulrich, you wake up. And so let's remind you, you have a priest who is on the way from Absalom, who will also be here in a few days. Mm-hmm. A cleric of Pharasma who will just give you a hand with the whole nightmare shit. But also in the meantime, Silk, you, I assume, have done some like protective little rituals. Fiore, you have given Ulrich your little like a holy symbol of Saren Ray and a few things you've made. Again, just stuff to kind of keep him safe. And Ulrich, you wake up. How do you avoid the grasp of Nimbalot for a day? That's what I want to know.
So Ulrich prays on and off. Like before this happened, Ulrich has prayed to Halkamara on and off. But he always helps his mother in the gardens, and sometimes he also helps in the vineyards. One of Halkamara's edicts is cultivating gardens. He also has his own. So I imagine that he's just been nonstop trying to help out even more than before. And also prayer as just like a daily thing, both in the morning and at night. Just trying so hard.
I guess, what's the word? The idle hands are the devil's plaything, right? Mm-hmm. Except in this case, by keeping yourself busy, you are literally warding your soul against the clutch of something sinister.
Yeah.
And I think it's always a relief for you when the church bell goes and you're like, I'm still here. Everyone's still here. Cool.
Yes.
And I think you're very confident this morning that you will probably be okay tonight. You just feel it in your bones, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you wake up nervous. Other days, you don't wake up nervous.
Yeah. Today's just one of the good days.
And yeah, so that's great for you. Silk and Fiore, how are you two doing this fine, lovely morning?
Oh, losing it a little bit.
Yeah?
As the days go by, it's really rough when you're really fucking excited to see someone, but also really fucking not.
Mm-hmm.
Silk loves his little baby sibling more than anything in the world. They have a very, very specific and very, at least to Silk, emotional relationship. And Facero is a great comfort to Silk. But he thinks that if Facero comes here and ends up, ripping him from the dungeon, he might fucking kill himself.
I mean, it's basically, the last few months, this has been the only thing, this has been your work, your passion, this has been your reason to be. Having that just pulled away because your mom said lol is,
Yeah. Silk has never been in a situation where he is the one between the two that needs to be looked after. Silk was always the one looking after Facero. And so Silk doesn't know how Facero is going to respond to being in that position over Silk. Silk thinks that that he raised them well, so hopefully it won't be a problem, but Silk hasn't seen Facero in a few years, I don't think.
No, yeah, this is your first time meeting up is your mom ordering your sibling to go check in on you.
Yeah,
and it's not like Facero has been avoiding you. It's just
no, they've been writing. They write like every other week to each other.
It just happens that Facero was in the Crusades. So
honestly, probably one of the last times that Silk saw Facero was maybe either before they left or like right after they came back. I think after they came back, Silk went to go see them because hell, they're not gonna go. He's not gonna go see his baby sibling after he was so worried that they would fucking die.
And Fiore, how are you doing this fine, beautiful morning?
It is a pretty good morning. They've found somebody that they'd been looking for a long time, and he's alive and well, which was a pretty big concern to Fiore for a little while there. So I think he's doing pretty good. Like, obviously he's concerned about the stuff that is difficult and scary, but I think in Fiore's head, it's a beatable evil. They will kill Belcora, because there's just not any option where they don't. And it will be okay, because Fiore is an optimist. Though I think he has a pretty good reason to be. I think he feels that they've become stronger and will become stronger. And, I think he's more worried, again, for his friends. Like, he's like, God, I hope Ulrich's okay. And God, I hope that Silk's sibling is nice. But for him, he's doing pretty okay, I think.
Awesome. You're probably going to find the dungeon delvers and tell them, hey, got a sword, don't worry. You don't have to keep going to the dungeon. We got this.
Yeah. We'll see how they take that.
Yeah.
Yeah. They certainly weren't too pleased with your funny prank, Silk, last time.
It was so funny, though.
Was it really funny?
Because it's fucking funny! Jubilust. So, this fine morning, where would you like to meet up?
I like them always meeting up at Ulrich's shop.
Okay. Is that good by you, Fiore? Going to Crowsbrook?
Mm-hmm.
So, morning. Silk and Fiore, the two of you walk into Crowsbrook, where Ulrich is I think maybe serving a customer.
No.
I think, you know what? We're gonna say, oh, you know what? I know who it is. There are two people here. One of them is, a tall Dromar woman. It is, none other than, Esri Longturner, who you may remember as the, woman who runs the Giant's Wheel, the water wheel outside of town.
Yes.
Yes.
And then, beside her, is a guy who, let me describe him for you. Sorry, this is a character who was meant to show up really early on, but you guys never went to the Giant's Wheel. So, he has yet to show up.
Oopsies.
It is a buff human, with tan skin and, shoulder-length blonde hair. He looks very surfer dude, you know?
Ooh. Hello.
Okay.
You know, I will say he has a shirt. It is open. He's very attractive.
Alright.
So I think it is this really handsome buff guy, and then this beautiful butch lumberjack. One human, one dromar, and I think Silk and Fiore, the two of you over here, are kind of talking to Ulrich as you enter. And Esri here is like, so yeah, there's what you're saying is that, like, I mean, I just don't speak flower language, so I'm trying to figure out, you know, what kind of flowers I should be putting together to, like, give someone to be like, hey, I think you're cute, but, like, no press, right? And, you know, don't read into this if you're not interested. It's fine. If you're Ulrich, do you sell flowers?
Well, Ulrich does grow some. I think he knows a little bit about flower language. He would definitely know more than me, so I'm gonna have to pull up Google. But he sells. I don't know if he sells any, but he definitely has like a personal. I mentioned the personal garden before. It does have flowers that are in season. What month is Erastus again?
Erastus is like May, I believe.
Okay, so then they
It
would
might
be
be.
like.
Wait, let me double check. Let me find out.
Okay.
Let me see. I'm gonna count the months. Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
January, February, March, April, May, June. It's July.
Oh.
Oh my
You
god.
guys, it's fucking
Luna.
July.
I grab you that sour month.
Wait a second. Wait a second. Which of you guys is born on the 12th?
Luna.
Any.
Luna, it's your fucking birthday. Happy birthday in Abomination Vaults to you.
Yay. Oh,
That's
so funny.
crazy.
Anyway,
Really funny.
point is, it's July, middle of summer. Otari is quite sticky this time of year. You know, you're by sea, and it's quite humid, and the Alacortos is usually pretty warm.
Mhm.
Thank God for the sea breeze.
Right,
I don't know
yeah.
what the question was, but yeah.
It's mostly just to see like which flowers are in bloom during summer. Okay, Ulrich says, all right, so flowers like that. I would say that pink roses. Roses are definitely
Ooh.
the go-to. I'm just trying to remember if pink is a good color or if you should go with the iconic red. I got both, so don't worry.
No, that's not like... that's not coming on too strong, is it?
It.
You know, if it's meant to be like, hey, nothing crazy, you know, just, you know, from friend to a friend, right? You know?
Friend to a friend. Okay. Oh.
You see Silk and Fiore at the like in front of the door. Silk is like on Fiore's arm, and definitely during that whole conversation, he was like, "You're hearing this, right?"
Oh yeah. I can feel you vibrating right now.
He really is. But he says Yoo-hoo, and he lifts up the arm that he's not holding Fiore's arm with, and he's like, "Friendship is yellow roses, isn't it? So yellow and pink."
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, but like I am looking for it to be, well, you know, hypothetically speaking.
If you were to be into this person to give them flowers, yes. Put a red one in the middle.
That seems really coming on strong, right?
Okay, well then don't.
Do you want her to be able to tell that you like her?
I mean, yeah, but no pressure, right?
Well,
why don't
I
you
mean,
just
if you
say
go
no pressure?
if you go a little too no pressure, I feel like you're not gonna get across that you like her like that, though.
Yeah.
That's true. You would need a balance.
Don't wuss out.
I think she huffs and she looks a little bit distraught by this concept. Meanwhile, the himbo dude, surfer boy. I think I need all of you to make me a society check. I think you probably know this guy. The DC is very low.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let me.
29.
You know him?
Yep. Oh, I know.
What is the check? Society?
Yeah.
Yep.
32.
Ulrich really knows him.
Oh no!
Fiore, you have never met this guy in your life.
That's crazy.
Oh gosh.
You know what? Ulrich, I think you went to school with this guy.
Oh,
Aw.
okay.
He's like one of those guys you like went to school in like elementary school with, and you know him. You don't know him super well, but every time you see him, you're like, "Oh, hey, dude."
Okay.
This is Nordbert Elm.
Nordbert!
Nordbert.
Immediately 1,000% less attractive.
Hold on.
No, nothing can fix that.
Hold on.
Nothing.
Wait.
His fucking name is Nordbert.
His class
Also
is
Nordbert.
he is a human lumber bro.
What?
Even lamer.
And he is perusing the wares Ulrich has. He's kind of like humming to himself and like playing the drums with his hands on like whatever surface is looking around. And as you guys are having this conversation about love language and flowers and not coming on too strong, he turns around and says, "Yo, dude, you got like flayleaf in here or what?"
Oh. Out of character, is flayleaf not a drug?
It's weed.
It is.
Let's wait.
Sorry, I do want to point out quickly, Luna did post a gif of the Brian David Gilbert "You Nort a Boy" scene.
That was the first thing that came in my head once you said the name.
Nordbert is a boy who is norted, yes.
If he has
He
orange yellow eyes, I'm gonna kill you. And like white hair.
You know what? It doesn't clarify. He does have blonde hair.
Okay,
He
so
does not.
he's probably a Norded boy
Doesn't
from Kingdom Hearts 3 then. Anyway.
How
Okay.
blonde?
How blonde? When you look at this guy, I want you to think this is a beach boy. You know what I mean? He's a surfer bro.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Many such cases.
Except, okay, again, Fiore, you've never met this guy. Which is crazy.
So Fiore's first impression of this guy is mid-conversation, this guy interrupting and going, "Y'all got weed?" So he's in shock.
He turns and looks to you kind of almost expectantly, Ulrich. He's like, "I'm seeing all these plants here, and you know, if anyone's gonna have it,
Wait.
you know."
Wait.
Oh my
I know
God.
how Silk knows him.
He turns to you, Silk, and he's like, is this guy not your dealer or what, bro?
Oh my goodness.
Not so far, love. You'll have better luck with our other
How a
friend.
bummer.
Oh, classic Norbert.
Ulrich is just standing behind his register, biting the bottom of his lip and just. Okay.
Norbert, Silk and Ulrich, you guys know that he is Esri's apprentice.
Okay.
He got a job at the lumber mill to stop his parents from asking when he'd move out and get a job.
Wow.
Hey yo.
And you know what? The problem is, he's just kind of a sweet dude. Like, he's the kind of guy who would, like, dive into a river to help a drowning kitten. He's the type of guy who, like, he feels like, okay, you know what? This is going to be a great way of describing him. He feels like the type of guy who would be everything Fiore is, but because Fiore is already Fiore, he's like, that guy's got it covered. And sitting back and sipping a mojito. You know what I mean?
Really fucking funny.
That's insane.
Damn.
Regardless, Esri sends Norbert a withering look, and she's like, we have, like, a shit ton back home, dude. Then she turns and she looks at you, Fiore, and says, that's cool, right? You're not gonna, you know, I don't know where Flayleaf falls on Paladin oats.
Serenites are not against drugs. That was just shocking to hear at 8 a.m.
He knows I partake. He's fine with it.
Okay, cool. Because, like, there was that other champion who was, like, going around town, and he's, like, top tier narc.
Oh,
Oh, that guy sucks.
he's a dickwad. He was the first thing I saw him do was harass kids. So.
Yeah, that guy's got zero karma coming his way, bros.
Thankfully, he's not from here.
Shouldn't it be that karma's coming his way? Because karma's neither good nor bad. It would be bad, right?
I mean, you know, that's just your opinion, man.
Don't do it.
If you had gone to Esri's wheel 20, 30 episodes ago, you would have had to deal with this for a long time.
I really liked that response from Silk. Just Norbert.
He's
That was
Like, just
really
giving up on
good.
chastising him.
They have a history.
Yeah.
A romantic one.
Whoa.
Esri kind of exhales and says, don't we have anything, like, you know, just slightly more low-key? Something that's
Slightly.
like, hey, I could, but, like, I'm not, you know.
What does that mean?
See, okay, none of you are lesbians, and so, you know, I get it. You're not aware of, like, the kind of pining, but there's this chick.
Yeah.
She and I are close.
Mhm.
I don't know if she's into me. She seems like slightly too cool for me. We've, like, made out a ton by now.
Oh.
But I don't know if she wants to,
my-
like, make it official or anything.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to figure out, like, flowers to get someone to be like, would,
I have a couple questions.
like, but, yeah,
So, you've made out
yeah.
and you hang out a lot? Question mark?
Yeah, we, like, go for, like, one-on-ones all the time, you know? Go out, like, walk on the
One-on-ones
beach
to
and
do
stuff.
what? Walk on the beach.
Yeah, talk
Oh,
about
wow.
the future. She patched
And
up my
talk about
wounds
the
this
future?
one time. Yeah.
You just need to ask her out.
I mean, maybe, but
I'm
she's,
second
you know,
interested.
You know, you
she's got
just
her
need to ask
options,
her out.
bro. She's got her options, bro.
Ulrich is
Just
looking
ask her
straight
out.
at Silk.
Silk is trying not to lose it.
I don't
Silk
see
is like,
why you haven't asked her out.
For what it's worth,
You should-
Norbert looks to Silk and Ulrich with big wide eyes, like, bro, I know, right?
that's really fun.
This is like Jupiter.
Silk is like,
Anti-Jupiter.
you should absolutely ask her out, but I have a
Don't
more
think you
important
know how
question to
use
ask you.
these words.
You definitely should ask her out, but I have a much more important question for you, darling. Does she even know what flower language is?
I mean, maybe. I don't know. She
Maybe?
feels like a sophisticated kind of girl.
Who is
You
it?
know? I mean, I don't know if I want to say. I feel that would be like
We're going to be together in like a week. I guarantee you. You could just tell us now.
Oh, no way, dude. That's not happening.
I'm going to find out.
He will.
He has a way of finding out.
And I think Norbert is the one who leans in and says, "Yo, dudes, I'm and she's like, Norbert." he unaware of the danger he's putting himself into, is like,
Ooh.
if you want to hear my theory, because it's the only person that Norbert.
Is it Galentine?
What? No, she's sweet, but like also, I mean, she's nice, but not like.
Is it Rin?
No, she's cool, but last time I went into her shop, she tried to sell me a live snake, so
That's very her.
Is Miss Sinemi still around? I miss her.
Miss
Oh,
Sinemi
yeah.
is.
Well, she's
still
not
around, and
sophisticated.
She's like, no,
So never mind. Scratch
it's,
that.
it's a little more old. Like it's been going on for a while.
Oh, for a while. Is it?
Okay, I'll just tell you, but you have to be cool about it, okay? You go telling people, I'm gonna be like real sad, okay?
Oh, is it the fish related?
Okay.
Have you ever been to the Drunken Dragon?
Oh my god, is it San?
You know her? Oh my god, that's crazy
Oh
embarrassing.
my god.
Yeah, I do.
Is that why we see you at the Drunken Dragon when we're there sometimes?
She's going red in the face a little bit. Could be, yeah. And Norbert flashes, he flashes 2 thumbs up and he's like, I go there because Boss Ezri's going there.
That's beautiful.
Awesome.
That is beautiful.
One second, I have to look up surfer slang because he needs to use some of these words. A-frame.
What?
A-frame.
What?
No.
Kablooka.
All right. No.
You gotta look up like I'm so sorry, but you are talking to 3 people from California.
You're 30 years late on that one, Derry. That's not what people say.
Hang 10, bro.
Absolutely not. 40 years. You're going back in time with each word that you say.
Next, he's gonna start sounding like my mom.
God.
Cause I have great news, babe. My mom used to be a surfer.
So was my dad.
I live in the beautiful and proud nation of Ireland. So you have to. If someone's like, "I'm submitting a surfer, dude," you're gonna have to deal with my
The beautiful and
woeful
proud
impression.
nation of Ireland where nobody is cool.
Unfortunately.
Hey, you take that back. Kneecapped are pretty great. Anyway.
Oh well, they're fine.
Ezri kind of shifts a little bit on the spot. Says, "Yeah, it's her. It's she and I are cool. Our relationship is like it's at least level 2. We've like made out behind actually not really far from here. There's this like secret spot we've got where we sometimes just do stuff. Fiore, you're really close to your own secret spot. I will point out.
Oh my god.
Fiore Loki wants to know where it is, but he's also not gonna ask
They're spot buddies.
because he's
Oh,
really
man.
scared that it's the same spot.
And I want to be her lady, but I just don't know how to do it, man. And she's been real withdrawn lately, and I don't know what to do about it. And
Well, I mean, I just think you should talk to her.
I
This is
guess,
true.
but I don't.
If you're looking for romance advice, look no further.
What if we just kept everything the same forever? Maybe that's easier.
You're going to kill
Don't do
yourself
that.
eventually if you do that. I guarantee it.
It's
Um,
not
Uh,
going to work.
So
Like
just
that.
take her. You need to meet up with her again, and when you're alone, go ahead and take her hand and tell her how you feel.
Oh God, I'm gonna kill myself hearing this. This is scary.
Come on,
Why?
be a big girl. Really putting the L in LGBT right now.
Oh my god!
God damn.
Pride Month Reds. Dear sweet Ezri kind of shrinks and says, I'm just gonna I'm gonna go back to my water wheel. Yeah. If you see any, like, you know what? How about some, like, blue flowers? Bitches love blue.
Blue flower.
Why don't you just get her favorite color?
She's already slipping out the door.
Really funny.
I could think about
as
irises,
soon as she's
but-
gone, Silk is like, we need to ask her how she feels about Ezra.
Norbert, as he's slipping out, says, sorry. He says, shoots Den, which I'm told means,
You leave.
okay, bye for now. And he leaves.
You
If that-
really should have just been using
Yeah.
unfortunately, a lot of surfing like slang, especially based on the accent that you've given, you're just just a Californian.
I refuse to believe anyone speaks like this.
They don't speak like that. Nobody speaks like
No,
that anymore,
they
Jerry.
don't.
You're consulting a website that was written fucking 25 years ago.
Excuse me, the date on it is 2001.
Jesus Christ.
It's 24 years ago. Oh my god, they hit the towers.
Yeah, when's the last
Bummer.
post? Oh my god,
Turn on the
September
TV.
10th. Anyway, Ulrich, you made a little bit of gold. Would you like to roll to earn income?
Yeah.
So let me click this button I
mercantile
have.
lore, right?
You are mercantile lore,
Mhm.
and the level for this is 10. Earn income. Ulrich, you made 10 gold.
Yay.
Yay!
Ugh.
For free. God, imagine having your own business of 23. Who the fuck is Ulrich Ravra? So, Fiore, Silk, and Ulrich, the three of you are alone in Crowsbrook after Esri Longturner and Norbert Elm have left you alone.
Can we intervene
Intervene in.
in their love lives? Can we make a mess? I'd like to.
We're not making a mess.
Okay, but okay, I say mess, but I want to get them together. It's kind of cute, isn't it?
Oh, well, of course they're cute.
You have a point, and if I'm honest, I am very curious.
Ezra is sure as fuck not going to make a move herself, so we might as well put things into motion.
Well, we do need to talk to San anyways.
Yes,
That's-
we do.
True. Didn't Devenua ask us about talking to her? Specifically,
Yeah.
you, Fiore.
Two birds, one
Yes.
stone. Let's do it.
But then also, she said that San's been withdrawn too.
Could be withdrawn pining.
Damn.
It happens.
Huh? We won't know till we find out and we pry.
Well, we can definitely go talk to her.
And pry.
Yes.
Believe me, I'll be keeping my ears open.
Very well then.
So,
She's gonna be able to tell so fast that her brother sent me.
Oh, there's no hiding that.
would you like? Do you guys want to go talk to San before going to the dungeon?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So she's not working today in the Drunken Dragon. You pop in, Evander winks saucily, and you guys make your way elsewhere. Fiore, you know their home address, and you assume that's where she probably is.
Yeah.
You can go check in on her. Or you can... Tree men show up on your door. Do you have a crush on Esri?
Also, what's wrong with you right now?
Why are you so sad?
Really funny, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, God,
maybe it makes
yeah.
more sense if you catch her while she's out.
Yeah, on their way, Silk is like, oh, wait, I don't think I've ever met her. How are we going to do this?
Fiore, you know where she likes to hang out.
Mm-hmm.
You know that she likes to go around the Otari market quite a lot. So you could go over there, see if she's hanging around. I guess it would probably be a diplomacy check, I think, to ask, have you seen San?
Yeah. I think Fiora is like, well, I know where she likes to hang out. Let's kind of ask around. And it's a diplomacy roll?
Mm-hmm.
Private?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, no problem. Fiore, you ask one person, hey, have you seen San? And she's like, yeah, she's over there. And yes, indeed, you're pointed to the Otari market. As the three of you make your way over, you see San, and you see that she is perusing some clothing stalls around the market. And she seems pretty okay, all things considered. She is looking at them with big open eyes, checking out a dress. Seems fine. Doesn't seem like she wants to die and be dead, which seemed to be the impression that Ivan was giving.
May I ask what kind of dress?
Yeah.
It is a really pretty, I think maybe too pretty for her. I don't think it looks like anything she'd ever wear. Like, she dresses fine, but it seems to be this very intricate blue frock with a lot of pearls and stuff hanging from it. Much too small before you ask for anyone even remotely like Ezri.
Is it big enough for me?
Yes, it does. She seems to mostly just be checking it out. What do you guys do?
Do you think she's looking for something to wear on a date?
That's what I'm thinking.
Fiore, ambush her.
Oh, God. Okay. Fiore.
Run into her. Tell her how much of a coincidence it is that we ran into each other here, and also that what she's looking at is really pretty.
Fiore starts walking stiffly before it gets a little more natural. Are they in a clothing store right now, or are they at the market?
It's out in the open.
I think that so it's at a stall.
Yeah.
At the okay.
She's moved
Fiore
onto a beautiful hat.
Fiore is walking over and he goes, "Oh, San, hi."
She turns and says, "Oh, hey Fiore, how are you doing?"
"Hi, I'm good. How have you been?"
Not too bad, just been, chugging along. How about you? I hear the dungeon stuff's going on pretty well.
Do you well after we got out of being stuck there?
Yeah, that was... Oh, poor Van was beside himself worrying about you. She raises an eyebrow.
Was he okay?
Oh yeah, you were all he could talk about for a few days. She raises the other eyebrow, tilting her head forward slightly.
He looks in a direction that isn't her and is like, "What? No, I mean, I was gonna be fine. It's okay. I like the hat that you were looking at," he says, changing the subject.
And you know what? I think her face not falls, but it kind of, I want to say sours, and she says, "I mean, it's nice, but it's cheap. Don't you think? Look at this material. It's practically stitched on with, who's going to be using a stitch like this for a hat like that? And these flowers, obviously they are fake, but they're noticeably fake. I feel like if you're going to do anything like that, it might be better to preserve them rather than,
have preserved flowers instead of using, sewn, fabric ones?
Yes. I feel with the magic we have access to, there's ways to do that kind of thing that really make a much more natural looking product, but it's the Otari market. I'm not coming here expecting greatness."
Silk has been inching towards them.
I don't think that many people do.
Yeah.
Auric's ears are on radar mode.
Fiore goes, "I haven't seen you around the Drunken Dragon very often."
She shrugs a little nonchalantly. She puts the hat back and she says, "I mean, payback for Vanwer skipping so many days."
That's fair, honestly. He does skip a lot.
She's
of
not
days.
making eye contact.
But are you okay?
She furrows her brow a bit and she says, "Yeah, no, I'm fine. Why do you ask?"
You just seem a little off. Not in a you're okay, but are you okay?
There's been something on my mind that I want to do, and I'm really worried that in doing so, I'm going to break someone's heart. There's something I'm really looking to... I've been putting off for a long time.
Okay.
but it's what it needs to be done at this point. I'm only wasting the other person's time, but I also know that when it happens, when that rope is cut, I don't know how it's going to affect them, and I'm worried that it's going to change our relationship for the worst, and I don't really know what to do about it.
Well, okay, that's a little vague, but is like, what's going on? Is it like somebody that you...
She looks at you and she kind of raises an eyebrow and says, I have a feeling you've been speaking to this person.
Is it... He looks like he's trying not to lie or tell the truth right now.
He's making a really weird face, and she goes, are you okay?
Yeah. I'm okay. He's like,
Silk and Ulrich, by the way, you two can whisper out loud if needed.
Oh, okay.
Ulrich's looking at Silk, and his mouth is agape.
No, so is Silk. Silk is like, there's no fucking way, right?
I think so. Oh my god.
Ricky, I'm gonna kill myself.
I'm right there with you.
This is either the worst thing imaginable or the best thing imaginable.
We just have to find out more. We need to find out more. His ears are leaning.
what do you mean by cut the rope?
We've been doing this together for a few years now, and it's just not what I want for myself.
Well, what do you want?
I'm looking for a change. She says sadly, she picks up one of the dresses again.
Well, what kind of change are you looking for? I mean, you can. Tomorrow I could start wearing completely different clothing and cut my hair really short and have completely different piercings, and I could be different. What do you mean different? Like, what do you mean change?
She tilts her head at you a little bit surprised by that, and she says, I didn't think you'd be supportive.
Okay, I would like to be supportive, but right now, I kind of don't know what's going on.
I mean, you've definitely been talking to them.
Them is a vague term. Who is them? Who are they?
She narrows her eyes at you.
She's onto us.
Like she's trying to figure out what your game is here.
He looks confused. He's like, you've lost me.
Ulrich is whispering Silk. Are my ears too noticeable? Do I need to put on that?
No, keep pointing them.
You're the sonar we both need.
Okay.
Fiore, I love you like a brother. You have to promise if I do tell you this, because I know you're a big problem-fixing boy, and I know my initial gut reaction is to trust you and ask for your help on this, and help this, not break hearts over it.
I will always be here to help.
I also know you're compromised. Sorry.
Compromised?
Oh my god, it's about Evanware.
Please just talk to me.
Oh.
Please.
I want to quit the Drunken Dragon.
Oh.
Oh, this took a turn.
Well,
JC.
what do you want to do instead?
She picks up one of the hats and says, I want to open a fashion store.
That one's audible.
But, I don't know if there's a point to it,
Well, Ulrich opened an...
Yeah, but Ulrich's, very good at medicine, and everyone needs medicine. But clothes are not something you can easily just...
Well, why not?
Because I want something brand new, I don't want to just be doing the same trends everyone else is doing. I want to start something unique here to Otari. But I just don't...
I think that's wonderful. Of course I'm supportive. I think that if you want to do something else, you should do it.
Evanwa's gonna flip his shit. Or dare. They use he, they now. You see, I wasn't playing the pronoun game.
Shush. Evanwar, we'll be able to handle it.
Yeah, but I'm not going to be there for him to get lazy and take as many breaks as he likes all the time. And I know that's going to break his heart. And I feel he's going to get very upset with me.
That is his problem.
I had never expected you, of all people, to say that, Fiore. I thought you were supposed to protect your boyfriend.
He's not my...
He calls you boyfriend
We're not-
sometimes.
What?
Ulrich's mouth is again agape.
Silk is laughing in the distance.
You're going to need to make me a stealth check, boyo.
No, Silk's been freaking the fuck out.
Silk is not being quiet or hiding it at all.
Yeah,
right now,
ever
I
since
don't
she
think.
started talking about, like, opening up a fashion shop, he has been flipping his fucking shit. 14.
His face is so red.
Let's see. 14, and she's level 2. Okay, she turns to you and she goes, "What the fuck? Are you eavesdropping?" She like pulls aside some of the clothes on the rack. What?
Oh, hello, darling.
Can I help you?
Oh, I didn't know you were here.
Okay. Except you're clearly, like, head pressed into the clothes rack, flapping your hands and giggling. Did I do something funny?
I fell over and Ulrich said a really funny joke.
See?
She looks at you, Ulrich, and Silk, I need you to make a deception check.
Ulrich looks at her for a second. His face is flushed, and he just looks up at the sky.
Oopsies, 19.
Right. She seems to buy it.
But now that we're here,
She turns and looks at you, Fiore, and she looks at Ulrich, and she kind of exhales and says, "Look, it's just a pipe dream.
No, I think you should do it.
San,
Yeah? Okay, so you were listening." She points at you, Ulrich
Okay.
and Silk.
We were listening, yes.
my ears can pick up a lot. Anyway, from someone who just opened.
She does admire them.
He doesn't acknowledge the fact that she does. He's trying to be sage right now. From someone who just opened something, like, I understand that people do need medicine. Of course, it's important, but people also do need fashion as well. It's self-expression, and people need that.
yes, they do.
Your shop is just as important as mine. And if you need any assistance or help, my mother can absolutely help you. Hikori can too, but only if you can manage to listen through the yelling. And Silk can also help you with fashion.
Silk is, like, holding out his hands towards Sam, and he's like,
As the only other fashionable person in this town, I wish you'd come to me, darling. You know I do commission, right? I can help you with anything.
I mean, yeah, but it's less the designing and more the materials. I want something genuine, you know?
Oh, I could hook you the fuck up.
Well, short of getting me gemstones from the vaults, I don't know if there's anything I have the inspiration to make, you know, something real, something honest about how I feel. You know what I mean?
Can't we get you gemstones from the vaults?
Can you? Is that a thing you can do?
well, Silk wasn't talking about that at all.
I know, but that's what that's where she's hung up on. Is she wants to do this,
Mm-hmm.
but she doesn't feel like there's a point in doing it unless she can make something completely unique.
Mm.
I mean, if you want stuff from the vaults or stuff that's different, Silk, you know the city underground? Wouldn't that stuff be really, like,
what?
fabric
The which?
and stuff? There's a city underground of, they're cavern elves, and they have a completely different culture to us.
They do. And you know, all my connections are in Absalom, but everybody's seen what they have to do there. They are quite fashion forward themselves, but then again, how unique is something that's sold in a shop everybody can get to? There's a lot of things down there in Eldaris that I think that you could find something quite unique to describe yourself with.
Mm-hmm.
We could take you down there.
That would it be safe?
With us, yes.
With us, yes.
Mhm.
I highly do not ever recommend going there alone right now, at least for the moment.
You'll die.
But it, in general, like with us, yes.
I think she bites her lower lip and says, "Huh. Okay. You know what? Next time you're able to, I don't want to impose on you or anything, but yeah, I'd be interested in following you down into the dungeon, I suppose."
Even I could go on a spree.
I think she looks at you and she raises an eyebrow like, "Oh yeah,
Of course.
your suit. Did you actually make that yourself? I know Evanwa said it, but like, did you?
You don't know. I make everything myself.
You do?
I do. Even that.
Are you looking for work?
I would never say no to another fashion-forward mind.
How's this? If this does kick off the floor, and I think she like kind of friendly punches your shoulder. If this does get off the floor, maybe you can consider working with me on a few fits.
I'd love to. Stop by sometime. I have quite a lot in my vault.
She takes out a fucking calendar. Tell me, when works, where works, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, yes. Let's figure out a kiki.
And he starts like fussing with her.
So that's where you guys are at. Quest accepted, I suppose. Give San some inspiration so she can follow her dream.
Yay.
Also, Evanwa calls Fiore his boyfriend sometimes.
Yeah, that's nuts.
That's insane.
That's not going anywhere. That gets brought up.
Yeah, Ulrich. Yeah, that is ingrained in his mind right now.
The
What happens
the
is-
second that
Yeah.
go ahead.
She
go
says,
ahead.
"Thanks for that. I can't wait to talk more. See you guys later." And she dips off. And then you guys turn on Fiore.
Yeah.
Fiore is turned around 180 degrees.
Oh no. Silk grabs Fiore by the shoulder. Boyfriend, I hear.
I didn't know that he was saying that.
Oh, why don't you start saying it too?
I wouldn't want to do that without talking to... That's...
Clearly it's what he wants.
I don't know. What if he said it like the way that people say girlfriend?
No one says boyfriend like that.
You don't know.
My love. Fiore, my sweet, sweet love.
And Silk takes Fiore's face into his hands.
That boy wants you so bad it's embarrassing to watch.
That's crazy.
And you want him so bad it's also embarrassing to watch. My god.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Ulrich puts a hand on Fiore's shoulder and says, Fiore, love you like a brother.
Yeah.
You know how...
Everyone says that.
You know how you and Evanwa were exchanging looks whenever Silk and I were doing things?
We've been doing that the whole goddamn time.
The
I don't know what you're talking about.
I think you know exactly what I mean.
Now, Esri said we have no idea what yearning is. You know what yearning is. My goodness, you put her to shame.
I don't yearn.
Fiore?
Is that right?
Okay. Oh, well, shut the hell up.
The first time we went to the Drunken Dragon, you immediately saddled up to the bar and asked for water. Someone who goes to a bar frequently does not do that unless they're talking to the bartender exclusively.
Precisely.
Well, I pay for the water.
And his attention by proxy.
And he gobbles up your attention so much.
Oh, yes.
I don't know. I mean, he has so many options.
Oh my
Like,
fucking
okay,
God.
it's not about options. That you could put 1,000 other little paladin boys in front of him, and he'd pick you immediately.
I feel like I just
I
had
don't
deja
know.
vu.
Open your eyes, Fiore.
They are open.
Your whole thing is about seeing things in the light. So step out of your little shadow cave and go get your man. My goodness.
We have to go to the dungeon today.
And then you have to run into his arms tomorrow.
That's ridiculous.
Is it though?
It's not.
I'll think about it.
If you're worried about options, don't give him the chance to pick another. Not that I think he will. He wouldn't.
He wouldn't.
He is smitten over you.
But that does not mean that you're going to keep up with the snail space.
I'll give you time to think about it and how you'll do it. But I will be pushing you towards him.
Oh my god.
I am your friend, and I'm Evanweir's friend. I like when my friends are close. And I know when my friends should stop being friends. Or become more.
Alright. I've had enough of your madness.
For now.
Yes, for now.
You'll get more later, believe me.
Oh, it'll happen.
I'm not... Believe me, I'm not leaving you alone. Whatever respite you may get today, enjoy it while it lasts.
That's the scariest thing you've ever told me.
Be afraid, Fiore. I am your boogeyman.
Well, before we spend all day thinking about this,
Which I'm sure you will.
I'm not gonna.
I'm sorry.
Do we want to go to the dungeon today?
It's never a waste of time, is it? Not with our schedule.
Yeah.
So we may as well.
And thankfully today, we can be there for as late as possible. I don't feel like I'll be taken away tonight.
Are you sure, love?
I think that whatever I have done last night and this morning definitely helped. I don't feel the eye on me, I suppose.
Gives you a stern look.
Ulrich takes both of Silk's hands and kisses them. I will be fine. I promise.
You have to double promise.
He kisses his hands again. Double promise.
Okay, well, if it happens, I'll be really mad at you.
And you know how much I don't like when that happens, so I am very serious when I say I will be fine.
Okay. I trust you, my sweet.
Dice Will Roll will return after these messages.
Hey everyone, and thanks for listening to another episode of Dice Will Roll. It is Derry speaking, with Dave lounging around on an inflated mattress behind him.
Hello.
So this is just a quick heads up to say thank you all so much for listening to this episode. And just letting you all know that there won't be an episode next week. I apologize that it's been a kind of spotty schedule this year. At first it was because I was working like 3 jobs, you know, one salaried and then several freelancing things, that left me with very little time to think. And sometimes that just meant an episode wouldn't come up one week. This time we have a slightly better excuse in that I physically cannot. Right now, Dave and I are at my family's home in the beautiful and proud Republic of Ireland, rather than Northern Ireland, where we've been living for the last while. And the reason that we're not in Northern Ireland is, well, for our non-Irish friends, I want you all to go to youtube.com and look up the 12th of July, Northern Ireland, and recoil in horror at the reality that we live in. Long and short is, I don't want to fucking be there for Protestant supremacists banging drums in their stupid little bowler hats, as many Catholic people in the North don't. So there's your little bit of niche politics today. I have fled the country, and we are spending a week in the Republic, and that means I also don't have my beautiful, powerful PC that we would use for mastering and editing what came out to be a 5-hour-long raw audio file. Of course, when we trim out the ums, uhs, and silences and rule questions and stuff, that'll come down to something much more manageable. But the next episode is going to be an extraordinarily long and cool episode, and I just am physically unable to do so when I'm working on my little laptop far, far from home. So, I apologize terribly, but like I said, the episode will be worth it. And after that, I don't see anything that's going to like stop us from making episodes for a while. So we should finally be onto a weekly schedule again. Thank you all so much for putting up with that. Thank you all so much for listening. I hope you are enjoying as we come slowly but surely towards the climax of Abomination Vaults. And as always, everyone, keep it rolling.
We now return to Dice Will Roll.
Well, with that in mind, adventurers, do you want to go to the dungeon?
Oh yeah.
What would you guys do if you went and it was just gone?
The dungeon?
What do you fucking
Yeah, what would you
mean?
do if you went there and it was just gone?
Like,
What the fuck
Like-
do you mean?
Like, if you went to the gauntlet and there just was no gauntlet.
like it's just like a huge ass crater where it once was, or like it's like
No.
flat
The
land?
island itself, yeah, it's just flat land. Like, there's nothing.
Dude.
I'd be afraid.
I'd lose my mind. I'd freak the fuck out.
That's scary.
Well, you guys return now into the dungeon. You make your way to through the servants' quarters. You teleport down to the farm. And here's the issue. It is a long and winding road back to the hunting grounds. Do you guys know how to make your way down on your own?
Shit.
I think
You
so.
may need to make a survival check to figure out the right way to get back to where you were safely. Because otherwise, you might get a little lost.
Oh, great.
Don't I have a thing for this?
You might.
Is well-traveled explorer helping this?
Let's see. That seems like it might. Let's see. Well-traveled explorer. Marching through treacherous terrain has left you well accustomed to the challenges of nature. If you spend 1 minute analyzing the terrain, you can use survivals to use basically any athletics thing. I don't think this particular one will be aided, although that's an insanely powerful thing to have.
What about developed sensory response if Ulrich just completely focuses every single sense into, like, tracks or footprints from other hunting parties to get to where they need to go?
You can... Okay. I think this might be helpful. I think
Okay.
it will give you a bonus because, yes, I think specifically you've learned to adapt to your other senses, and you can use survival. You can basically use survival instead of perception when you're looking for stuff. If you want to do this, you're going to need to make me a survival check. You have been shown the way before, so the DC isn't insanely high, but still potentially troublesome.
I have a master in survival. It's a plus 18.
Oh, that's pretty good. Okay. Fiore and Silk, you two can aid if you want by just rolling survival, but I think Ulrich may be the one leading the charge here.
Yeah,
That
for
is
sure.
totally fair.
Not a good idea for me to help, just by the way.
I am also not sure if it's a good idea for me to help.
DC to aid is 15.
Yeah, I have a +3. Not happening.
I
Whoa.
also have a +3.
Oh,
You only have to roll a 12 to succeed to give Ulrich a +1. Doesn't super matter because Ulrich got a 31.
You're also not gonna fucking tempt me. I know my own luck, and so do you. You cannot tempt me with something like that.
Here's the thing. If even one of you succeeds, that'll make it a critical success.
Still not doing it.
Because Ulrich has a 31, the DC was 22.
I'm not doing it because I'm gonna crit fail.
Okay. Fiore, would you like to give Ulrich a helping hand? Every once in a while point out, being like, I think we went... You do have the Kalen key, if you want.
no.
Yeah, because I don't use it that often, so...
The Kalen key might appear in your hand and just happen to make you notice something.
Here you go.
There we go. Fiore, bolstered by the Kalen key, you help Ulrich a little bit, and you're already making good time, but with your little nudge of aid, Ulrich guides you through the tunnels leading deeper and deeper into the Abomination Vaults. And soon, you find yourselves back in the Hunter's Ground. Everyone give yourself a high five. You did it. You got out in one piece.
Woo!
Ah,
Woohoo!
Oh, one last thing. You were fucking being haunted by a will-o-wisp?
oh.
Hey, yeah, I'm pissed about that. Fuck you.
Yeah. Infiltrator, right? Something the infiltrator?
Yeah, Wisnir the Infiltrator,
Wiz.
the apprentice of the Great Vecnir, who sworn revenge on you guys.
Mm-hmm.
On you guys.
On Silk.
On Silk.
There it
The
is.
hate-
The
hated
others are
Silk.
safe. This is Silk's demon.
Well, you guys find yourself in the southern jumble of the hunting grounds. And I will say, had you failed on that check, you would have gotten here, yes, but you would immediately have been preyed upon by some of the monsters within.
Fantastic.
So, here you guys are.
Is it gonna be that way the next time we come down too?
Well, unless you find a way to easily navigate, probably.
Mm.
Sure.
Well, you're all here. It's been about 2 hours, and you have plenty to do. The quests on this floor, let's pull open the quest log. First off, fulcrum lenses. There are 2 on this floor. Apparently, one was with the Ayendalar king when he died, which was somewhere out on a lake somewhere. And the other was with the king of the marsh giants, which is going to be a pain in the ass. There is a dragon on this floor, the mighty and terrible Ravagers, a bog dragon who has been scaring the shit out of a lot of the people, including Ferrogratz the wyvern. With the cool sword, remember?
Yeah.
The Caligni are in a spot of bother, in that something here on this floor is stopping them from making their way to the next, back into the Darklands. There is a monster that is actively, essentially camping them, and until they figure out what it is and how to get rid of it, they can't leave. And Slumberstone also won't leave until he's successfully helped them. Wanda the Wandering Machine apparently originated on this floor, and apparently there is a scary treasure vault nearby from which she came from. Maybe there'd be answers in there. There's also, it would be helpful to find a teleportation circle. You don't know where it is, but it would be helpful to know where it is.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's kind of where you're at. Obviously, and find the next floor down.
Silk kind of stands where they've just gotten out from their winding, shitty, horrible path, which he hated. I think he took notes on maybe how they got there, but it's as good as it can be. And he's like,
Well, all right. Docket list for today. There's so much to do. We do need to prioritize finding the lenses.
Mm-hmm.
As much of a pain as that will be, and as much as I'd like to help those we've come across, can't help them if we're all dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus, I feel like we'll end up being able to help them on the way. I feel like we'll be able to manage both. Just
Yeah.
we should focus on the most pressing stuff.
Agreed.
All right, so we either find where the marsh giants are, or we go out on the lake, which is a horrid idea. Both of them.
More horrid than the marsh giants! Borbo peeks out from under your hat.
They're both pretty equally bad, my love. I don't think I know which one I hate more. Both are disgusting. I don't like being on top of still water, 1. And 2, I don't like giant, disgusting giants from a gross, grody little marsh.
Real?
Completely fair. Also, just any lake in this dungeon has not been good.
No. I mean, well, okay. I'll be disgusted and testy and difficult no matter what we do, so it's up to you two, really.
Well, of the 2 options, one of the lenses is at the bottom of the lake, right?
Well, we don't know that it's on the bottom of the lake, but it's definitely out there, so.
Okay. And with the marsh giants, we probably would just need to fight through a fair few of them.
Yeah.
And that's me being optimistic.
Well, if we're feeling refreshed enough to do so.
So, I mean, we kind of have all the options. It just kind of depends on what you guys want to do, because I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm pretty happy to do anything.
Yeah, I know you are.
Sorry for being agreeable.
A little too agreeable. And he, like, kind of punches Fiore's shoulder.
Hey, shush.
Well, fine, I'll make the decision. I don't want to get wet today. Let's go fuck up a giant.
A few giants.
Fair. Okay.
I mean, I think that's a good as reason as any.
We just have to find out where they are.
You have a pretty good feeling you know where they are. It's probably in the direction of the wall of skulls with spikes through them that you saw giants emerging from before.
I think that Fiore, looking around, points towards that and goes, I think they're over there.
All right, I blocked it out because I hated that so much.
Hmm.
No, you're real, so.
I wanted to block it out.
Okay, well.
Silk starts, like, flipping through his Astronomicon to, like, ready what he wants to use to fucking fight these giants. Study.
Okay.
He's cramming. Fiore's definitely leading, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that they literally are just, like, once they've decided this is where we're going, Fiore is just like, alright, I'm lifting my shield so we can see, and he's going to, I think he's just gonna lead them through the really scary and obvious entrance.
Okay. So you're making your way past a terrifying wall of spikes and bones that you hate.
Yeah, I think Fiore walks up to it, and he looks back at them, and he's like, man.
The tunnel that you're walking down is lined with spikes.
Oh boy.
He's like, Silk, before you go in, I think you might want to, like, be careful with any of your flowy clothing. It might rip.
Oh, thank you, darling.
Silk unbuttons his skirt, takes it off, and he's got pants underneath.
Whoa, he can do that?
Yeah.
You wear pants under that?
Well, yes.
I mean, I assumed you wore a skirt. Like, I assumed you wore, like, shorts. I just didn't realize you also wore pants under them.
You really are moral.
What do you mean?
Not a single peek, really.
I don't peek on people like that.
Unbelievable. I've been in many compromising positions in front of you that have shown my pants.
And I've looked away.
You're such a gentleman, Fiore. I love you.
He's like, I don't want to be disrespectful.
They're very well-fitted pants. I think today he's wearing, like, kind of more bell-bottomy pants, so it's, like, tied at the top, loose at the bottom.
Cute.
Very cute.
He's very cute.
Well, you are having this conversation as you're going through the world's scariest set of, like, spikes and skulls. You're
Yeah.
basically, like, winding through. It's not like a tight fit, because this is where giants go through, but certainly, like, oh, you hate this.
Fiore is frowning the whole time.
And
Oh.
you eventually make your way inside into the giant camp. And hold on, stop moving. Stop moving immediately.
I was just,
Go no
I was
further.
just moving in.
This massive cavern holds a jumble of low-lying tents made of stitched-together pelts and blood-staked leather. Most of the tents, massive in size, surround a natural stone pillar decorated with strange symbols in brown and red paint, amid skulls tied or spiked to the pillar. Hides of various creatures cover the entrances to the tree caves to the southeast, each with a narrow wooden door. You notice none of that. Would you like to know why you don't notice any of that?
I assume we see a giant.
You assume you see a giant. Is that what you just said?
Or I assume we see multiple giants based on what you just said there.
Multiple giants, you say. Allow me to let out a derisive laugh. Cha! Cha ha ha!
Shut up.
Oh my god.
Hey everyone.
Obsessed with this guy.
Hey everyone. You see multiple giants.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my fucking god.
I may kill myself.
So...
Guys, suicide pact?
Oh, yeah.
Suicide pact.
Fiore, Silk, and Ulrich, as the three of you enter, you see at least 20 giants. They're all marsh giants. They all have, basically, they are top-heavy, lumbering creatures. They seem to kind of have heads that kind of melt into their shoulders, and very flabby green skin, sunken fish-like eyes. They're all very toad-like. And I will be clear, these guys are evil not because they're giants, because giants can and often are lovely creatures.
Yeah.
They're evil because you can see many of them, who you assume to be spellcasters, are wearing symbols of Nimbalot around their necks.
Normal.
Ah, fantastic.
These giants, there's approximately 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the giants are very, very large, towering over their kin, who are more manageable sized, more similar to maybe like these big guys. They're maybe like 12 to 13 feet tall. The smaller guys are closer to maybe like 8 or 9 feet tall. You know.
Okay.
Bad, but not as bad as the big ones. You also see a couple of oozes kind of slithering around. Many of the giants, I want to say like a third of them are asleep. The others are up. You can see some of them are eating. You see, oh dear, that's just terrible. You see, they have sticks, which they're eating kebabs of what appear to be Ayendalar torsos among many other swamp creatures.
Oh.
Mm-mm.
You also see some of them are sparring. You see like one throwing at a punch at another. There's a few who are like painting symbols of Nimbalot onto the walls. A few are like bowed in front of this illustration of a wispy white woman who you assume must be the dreaded Belcora.
Mm-hmm.
This is bad. Thankfully, from your position, you're kind of like peeking out from around a corner when you see all of this. So you have the choice on how you want to approach the horrors.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like I said, this is about 20 fucking giants. Now, I will also say, some of them you reckon don't look like a threat. Those ones that are a little bit smaller than you, they're bad, but you reckon you can take them.
Mm-hmm.
This doesn't look like an impossible fight. Just a
No,
difficult one.
but it's going to kick your ass, right? This is not something that's going to be fun to do. You can see that there are more rooms to the southeast, which have creatures hidden within. Probably. You see people coming in and out of these places, pushing past the hides of what you assume to be dinosaurs, covering these caverns. This place is bad and scary, is what I'm saying.
Less than ideal.
This is horrible.
Let's go home.
I don't know that that's an option.
I want it to be.
I wish it was.
I mean, we could leave. We could say no.
Deal with giants now, or our entire town, and then also Absalom gone.
We could ask the nice elves for help.
That's true.
Why don't we? And then I could shoot 2 fireballs into the middle of them.
I have stagnate time. I can slow them down a bit, maybe.
Well, that'd be gorgeous.
It's a 20-foot burst, so I'd be able to bottleneck, possibly.
Why don't we ask them? And if they don't want to,
Well, are there any areas that we could sneak around, maybe? Like, I don't know. I don't have any invisibility items on me, I don't think.
I'm a paladin. Hope that helps.
Juggernaut mutagen, Bastille mutagen. I totally forgot I have spell strike arrows. Fuck, okay.
Okay, Slay.
Okay, I have several things that can slow them down, hopefully. So,
Do you guys have any, like, area of effect spells? Like, spells that damage, like, more than one person?
I do, yes. I do also have invincibility curtain.
I have one AoE spell. I am not much of a help when it comes to crowds. I can do single target, but
It's okay. I don't really have a lot of options there either. But I do have a sword.
You do have a sword.
I can probably work on debuffing and healing as much as possible. Throw out a noise blast every once or twice, but I do need to also refresh my buffs. Unfortunately, I don't know if I can do much damage at this point. I just had to either keep healing, keep buffing, and keep debuffing.
I think you're okay. I mean, I think we could take them. I just think it's going to be hard. How do we want to approach this?
With more people.
We could see if we can get help that way.
Yeah, I think we should ask them, definitely.
For what it's worth, it's like an hour from here to Eldaris.
Damn.
Yeah, this is a big fucking floor, dude.
Well, an hour an hour and back, that might, 2 hours even. That might save our fucking hides. I say we go to petition a party and get this over with.
Fiore and Ulrich, how does that sound to you?
Yeah, the numbers may help.
Fiore is fine with that. Like, he thinks that they should be fine, but he's also not against getting help or anything.
Okay. Well, would you guys like to back up and make get the fuck out of here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Gritting your teeth, the three of you pull away from the giant camp and retreat back into the hunting grounds. You have a few moments to talk amongst yourselves.
So you want to get help?
Absolutely. 3 of us are quite powerful. But oh my god, that is so many.
That's fair.
Yeah.
We can see if anyone would be willing to help us.
Please goodness.
Okay. Well, you guys pack your shit and return along the road to Eldaris. It's not an hour, I think. It's probably closer to 20 minutes. But still a bit of a hike. You return through some more tunnels. These ones are a little easier because it's a single tunnel rather than several winding ones. But after a little bit of time on your feet, and Jesus, it would be nice to have the teleportation circle around now, you have been walking basically non-stop for about 3 hours now. You return to the beautiful and strange city of Eldaris. As you are returning into it, you can see lots of the Ayendalar elves kind of, checking you all out, being like, "Oh shit, it's the pale skins," except for that one guy who's brown. Well, red. It's the surface men. The sun kissers, if they want to be rude. But they don't, because they like you.
Yeah,
It wouldn't have bothered Fiore anyways.
Silk is way more sun kisser than pale skin.
So as you return to Eldaris, you are allowed through the gates as soon as you are recognized. By now, I think most people in Eldaris are aware of the mysterious adventurers who have come to the city. It does not take much time before you are walking the streets that you walked just yesterday. And I assume you're making your way towards the castle, right?
Yeah.
So you return inside. Obviously, a few guards follow you just in case. Better safe than sorry. And you are escorted to the chambers, or I guess the receiving room of Queen Quora Azanray. As you guys come in, she is kind of like pacing about, and when you enter, she makes her way over, beaming ear to ear, and says, "Right, I wasn't expecting to see you lot again so fast. How's it going, sun kissers?" She kind of, one hand on Ulrich's shoulder, one hand on Silk's shoulder, holding you both pretty, like, friendlily. Grandniece of Volk Azenray, I remind you.
Yeah. Silk still thinks of that, but he likes her. So, barely any association.
As Clathor and Vazarde, the two strange oracles that follow her around, stand ominously. And she kind of waves a hand and dismisses the guards and says, "So, Fogfen Few, heroes of the surface world, back in Ildaris, what can I do for you? How goes the quest to retrieve the lenses?"
Fiore goes, "Well, actually, speaking of that, we were trying to handle that."
"Oh, all right. Well," and she takes a seat, gestures for you to also take a seat. Podalex, the strange little ooze, is slithering for your boots. Please
Yeah.
kick.
Ew.
Please kick. Punt. Going for Fiore. Punt.
No.
You know, it's really rude not to. That's literally all he cares about in its whole existence. It just wants kinetic energy sharply pushed into it. It's literally its whole life's calling.
It makes me nervous.
It likes it.
Why don't you do it?
I do. She kicks him. He goes across the room. Anyway.
Okay.
So, looking for the lenses. What can I do you for?
Well, we've found the giants.
Yeah. Not exactly hard to find, are they?
Not at all.
They love their sense of decoration.
Yeah. And
What's
I think we'll be able to take them, but there are a lot of them. We wanted to know if there was any way that you would be able to spare a couple people that could help. I'll do everything in my power to protect them.
I think Cora Azenray reclines a bit. And she almost looks for a moment lost in thought. Right. So you're looking to besiege them, as it were?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Are you alright?
I mean, this is... Recall that War Champion Corfell is the man who killed my father. You can understand me being a little bit,
Oh, of course. I understand.
Oh, wow. Sorry. I just saw that there are random roll tables that you need to be very careful for. That's fun. Cool. She kind of, like, glances at you, and she kind of leans back a bit and says, "So you want the Ayandala to help with the giants?"
If that's something you'd be okay with?
So this will be a declaration of war, is the thing.
Ugh.
No,
That's
don't worry.
true.
It's okay. We've raided them before. That's not it. It's that we'll be alongside you.
Ugh.
Quite true.
This puts us in quite a position, doesn't it? Because on the one hand, let's be frank, we're not going to be able to take these swampy bastards out on our own. On the other hand, we send a war party out there to help you. Belcora is going to notice. If she hasn't noticed us not killing you when you come to Yildaris, she will notice then.
That
Right.
is fair.
But this is the bastard who killed my father and my sister, so... What do you think I should do then, Fogfen Few? You, as much as I'm a great adventurer, you three are more experienced than I by magnitudes at this point. What would you have me do? And this is all the part where you get to make a single plea for her aid and make a diplomacy check.
Silk just kind of like is not nervously, but he's like twisting his heel into the floor, and he's like,
Well, you know, it really is only a matter of time until she notices that, of course, we're still alive. She can appear at any moment to
"Toy with us some more."
You don't need to remind me. I'm fully aware that she has the power to just pop out and kill me at any moment. But you're not wrong.
No, so you might as well do it with something that gives you some satisfaction.
Silk, would you make me a diplomacy check, please?
There you are.
Okay. She nods a little bit. She's trying to figure out the pros and cons here. Ulrich and Fiore, do you want to give a hand and give your own opinions?
I do understand hesitation, and I don't blame you whatsoever, but I can promise that if you do send a party with us, they will be safe, and I will personally make sure of it as someone who is definitely going to be healing a lot in this fight.
She looks to you, and she nods a little carefully as you speak. Like she's trying to... She hears what you're saying, and she's like, maybe a good point. Would you like to roll me another diplomacy check?
Yes.
Or if you have anything you can use instead of diplomacy to make an impression. I don't think you do, but just in case.
I don't think nature would help here, so it probably will be diplomacy.
Okay. And Fiore, what is the final plea that you'd like to give to Queen Azanray?
I think Fiore's like, to be honest, I know that it's risky. And I know you'd have to be making a hard choice. If you say no, that's okay. I will not be mad. But help would be appreciated, and I think, personally, the faster that I get this done, the faster that we can defeat her, and the faster that your people are freed. I don't think it's an easy choice, and I can't make decisions for you, because you are the queen of your people. I'm not. But I just want to get this done as fast as possible, so that your people and my people are safe.
Fiore, make me one last diplomacy check, please.
Okay.
Quora listens to all of you. And she takes a moment to just kind of stare at the floor, and you can see she is deep in thought. And then she stands and she says, "Right, well, if anyone's going to be put in danger over this, it may as well be the queen." And she takes out her crossbow. "I'm coming with you."
Oh, wow. You're
Okay.
much more exciting higher than I expected.
She
honestly.
grins a little bit and says, "I've been looking for a fucking excuse for this for some time now."
I don't blame you.
Glad we could help.
She kind of grins and she cocks her head to one of the mysterious prophet boys who they both kind of make their way out. And she says, "I'm sending them to gather us a retinue of hunters who will come with us. I'll take two of my... let's make it four. Four of my best with us. That'll be me, four of them, and then you three. You think that's enough to take on War Champion Corfel and get rid of these blasted giants once and for all?"
Certainly.
I think so.
Queen Azanray kind of grins, and then she steps forward and says, "And then one last thing." And she places a hand crossbow into your hand, Silk. "Let's use a real weapon, shall we?"
Sure.
So, Queen Quora Azanray stands before you, drawing her crossbows and calling for aid. You shall lead them into the maws of the marsh giants, where you will come face to face with War Champion Corfel and take back the fulcrum lens that he has been holding on to for centuries now. And with that, you will gain one of the tools needed to finally put an end to the reign of terror of Belcora Haravex. This episode would not have been possible without the support of our patrons. Tiny Brass Ant, Celestial, Max O'Knight, Kate Cornelius, Key, Windy, Als, Millie, Rose, Selra Vow, The Protease Inhibitor, River Sports Artists, Horror Fan, Lightning Scar, Dr. Caesar MD, A Potato, Derpy Gamer, Quinlan Boss, Meow Mai, Abyssal Chimera, Night the Werewolf Teacher, A Sleepy Bear, Kyle Damon, Phoebe Jeebies, Lux Rexus, Tony Saunders, Mita, Arave, Moth, Aries, Alexander Criswell, Skylee, Blurst Hellion, Generally Tricked, Transgirl Trish, Baal Punyon, Matthew Wilson Krasnovich, Tillen Shark, Jonathan Love, G. Barbera, Luke, Simon Strange, Seth, Rain, Lichalope, Gizmo, Cass, Fable McElduff, Ava, Rem T. Bright, Lonesome Chunk, Sean C., Natasha Lumley, Reflux, Ellie, Jenna Mitchell, Kane Kendrick, Sky Evangeline, Triceratops, Anna Maria, Jordan, Emily Laderna, John the Book Hoarder, SS66 Seeker, and Dane Valley III. If you'd like to see what you can get for helping us keep it rolling, you know where to go. It's patreon.com/dice-roll. You've been there, probably.
Hey there, Hugh from Podderation here. If you're liking today's show, why not check out DL Gaming, one of the longest running gaming podcasts out there. Join the Digital Logic crew every week as they talk about the latest games they've played, the latest and greatest gaming news, and perhaps some of what makes the gaming world tick as well. If you want to learn more, check out our website at podderation.com.